Hello and welcome. Here I have my 90-litre pufferfish tank. You can see on the left the chair. I'd sit and have a cup of coffee, feed them, just generally have a look. I find it quite relaxing to look at, as you'll see in some later shots. I'll apologise in advance for the sound of this video. I'm ill and it sounds like I'm talking through a walkie-talkie, but enjoy. Pufferfish are quite charismatic little creatures. They just sort of roam around. I don't know aimlessly, but they certainly look a little aimless. Usually just scavenging for food, having a look around. They need a lot of hiding places to swim through, just keep them entertained. I'm lucky with mine, they don't seem to be that interested in these little rasboras, or danias, whatever you want to call them, little emerald rasboras. They tend to leave them alone. Otherwise, most tank mates would get eaten. They're certainly capable of eating these fish, but for whatever reason, they're just not interested. I think I feed them a little too well. I'll stop talking and you can have a look. I feed them mainly with frozen mussels, as you can see here. And as you can see again, they're just going to wrestle over this and fight over it. But this is normal, I think. Normal anyway with mine. The biggest problem I got with the tank is algae. I think this is just an organic growth from the wood, but it's a nice example. Usually in a tropical tank you'd put some sort of snail or shrimp to eat this sort of stuff, but mine will just eat the shrimp and snail, so I don't really have much choice. I'll show you my other tank. It's not tropical, it's a marine system, as you'll see now. This is a 60-litre tank of Fluval Evo. A lot of people may find this harder to believe, but I actually find this tank easier to look after than my pufferfish tank. That's mainly down to their diet. I'm just not having to worry about much with this one. other than of course water changes, but that solves most thing in every tank. This one's easier because they'll eat a dry pellet. Just these ones here, just take a pinch in, chuck it in, and most things will eat this. The first ever thing I put in this tank were hermit crabs, just to see if suitable for aquatic life. Takes a little bit longer to set up, about a month. I started mine up with live rock, so that helped speed it up a little bit. But as with all tanks, after water's alright, say for tropical with the water conditioner or this one, after the addition of salt water, it's simply just putting bacteria and waiting a certain amount of time. These little crabs are quite cool. When they get startled like this, they sort of just hide away. So, I mean, these are my first ever addition, as I said, and they've survived a lot of mistakes. Mainly down to salinity, that's what I've had issues with. As with a salt water system, when it evaporates, you want to be adding RO water, not salt, because salt does not evaporate. After hermit crabs, I added some coral. That's the whole reason I set the tank. Just really wanted to have a slice of the ocean at home, because I don't live by the sea anymore. Used to do a fair bit of scuba diving, and now I got this, so it'll do. This is when I first turn the light on, so it's closed. When it's happy and normal, just it like this. Looks really nice. And these are all little mouths, believe it or not. Each one of these, I don't know the correct words for it, but what look like tentacles. There's a little mouth in the centre. I usually put coral food in every couple of days. I use Red CAB+. It's just a liquid you add in. Very easy to do. When they are eating something like this, one of the little pellets fell into the coral. They'll close their little mouths up like this. This coral is particularly fast growing in a tank. As you can see, it's got quite an extensive stem or stalk, whatever you want to call it. This particular coral has actually grown quicker than the first ever coral I added. This is the first ever coral I added, this one here. This is a Kenya tree. Believe this or not, this one arrived in the post from a very bad seller on eBay, and it was in pretty much an envelope. A sandwich bag in an envelope. But hey, it survived, so that's good. Some other nicer ones here, like a little, I think what you call Rhodactus or mushroom coral. These you simply just drop in the tank and they'll find their place. They can detach when they're not happy, and yeah, find somewhere they like, and like this, they'll just sit there happily and wiggle in the flow. You can get some pretty unsightly stuff in the reef system, like this, hair algae, could be called something else, whatever. It's a nasty algae that can cover corals, stop their growth. You want to get rid of it best you can, but for example, this piece is at the very top of the rock, where there's most likely to grow. To compete with this, I put a macroalgae in, Cheeto, and another one here. I actually don't know what this one is, but it's a nice algae that won't overgrow the tank and hopefully compete with the what you call pest algae. Works as a natural filter, sort of absorbs any waste and whatnot. And here's a shot now of the fish feeding. These were my last addition to the tank, the fish actually. Clownfish, blenny, and a goby. That blue blenny here, I'm pretty sure is a fang blenny or a harptail blenny, not really sure. You can get little bottom feeders that will clean up the food, as you see now when it drops to the bottom. I've got hermit crab. There is an emerald crab somewhere, and as you see here, there's evidence of a peppermint shrimp. That's its molt, and that will just get eaten, the molt. That's everything today. Hope you enjoyed something. Cheers.